Very well then. Prepare to go ashore. Bright rays of sunlight beam down onto the warm South Isle. Something about the place reminds you of the refreshing cool of the ocean. After weighing anchor and docking your ship at the pier, utterly exhausted from hours at the helm, you stretch your legs. Once you have your heading, you and the others make for the village of Coveton in the south. Okay, now let's go. Fight 'em off. Excellent. This must be a stela of the Isle's guardian spirit. So hot, you grumble, as you use your shirt to fan yourself. Wondering how Laddie is holding up, you turn and see her squeezing a blue ball of fluff tightly. She begins to rub her cheek against it. From the elated look in her eyes, you can only but the sight sends shivers down your spine. Laddie, that's a monster, you shout, readying your weapon. And fight. You spy a parcel on the roadside. As you pick it up, you are enveloped in a wonderful array. Inspecting the parcel, you read its intended destination was Coveton. You know not its contents, but will you complete? You decide to deliver it on your way and tuck the parcel into your bag. A monster appears. Its nose is twitching as it sniffs the air. Its gaze fits. The aroma from the parcel you're carrying must have drawn it near. You'll have no choice but to fight it off. Fight him off. You should deliver the parcel to Coveton before it draws any other monsters. And fight! As you enter the village, you are greeted by an unusual sight. A paper doll flitters about like a bird above a man's hand. The man sees your curious gazes and explains that he animates it with a magic charm. He claims that all the villagers use such spells to enrich their lives. At your straightforward question, the man appears to be at a loss for words. Though the maiden isn't here now, you know for certain that you thank the man, then resume your search for the maiden. The village gets so lively when the maiden is here, the man mutters, his brow furrowed with worry. How may I help you? The proprietor inquires. Will that be all? The proprietor asks. Having arrived in Coveton, a woman asks you, "Are you the postman?" She says she's been waiting forever at the village entrance for a delivery. Her eyes light up when you show her the parcel you picked up. It seems the parcel contained an exotic perfume she ordered. But the scent of this perfume attracts monsters. Is it really safe to hand it over to her? You hand her the parcel, explaining how dangerous this perfume is. But she is too overjoyed to notice your words, while dancing a jig in celebration of her long-awaited perfume. She hands you a gratuity for carrying it all this way. A wonderful aroma envelops the woman. It seems she orders fashionable perfumes from abroad. The old woman stares intently into a crystal ball. She tells you she first used magic when she divined who she would marry, nigh on 50 years ago. You can't help but admire her dedication. The entrance to the shrine is resplendent with seashells. The maiden must make a hobby of collecting them. The innkeeper's eyes light up in surprise and delight. Well, well, well. She clearly has you confused with someone else. But on the plus side, she is extremely happy to see you. So happy, in fact, she waved. This is the game parlor. Come play cards, the boy at reception calls. The woman sighs. That maiden's gone gallivanting again today. Despite being tasked with protecting the village, it seems she has quite the infamous reputation. The man tells you the village may be renowned for its magic charms, but the tasty fish caught here aren't half bad either. Face contorted in concentration. You ask him about the maiden. I saw her at the Maiden Shrine. Wonder of wonders. The paper bird flaps its wings and flies about, showing you where the Maiden Shrine is. A well-maintained fishing boat sits anchored in the water. You glance at the catch on board and deem it acceptable. At the heart of the shrine, you see a young woman and man discussing something in earnest. The woman's name is Fila. She is, without a doubt, the maiden shouldering the Isle's fate. The man's name is Hyde. He is the maiden's wise attendant. Excuse me. I need to speak with the maiden, you say. Interjecting, Fila whirls to you and asks, "Which do you think is cuter?" Though you're baffled by the sudden and unrelated question, she doesn't miss a beat and shows you a seashell in each of her hands. Caught in the moment, you mumble an unexpected answer beneath your breath. You quickly realize your mistake and look around when, "Oh my," Fila remarks bashfully. Hyde simply gives a "huh." And Laddie looks off into the distance, her lips pursed as if whistling, though no sound. Lack, annoyed for some reason, seems on the verge of rebuking you. Apparently, the maiden and her attendant had wagered on which shell was cuter. You had heard about the Azure Maiden from the villagers, but now you see for yourself that she's quite the... You explain to them why you've come and ask if Fila will lend. Despite knowing the circumstances, Hyde tells you that things just aren't that simple. You take a deep breath and prepare to persuade them when... "I'll let you borrow it if you help me find the pirate's treasure," Fila says. She explains that there are rumors of pirate treasure hidden within the crystal cave southeast of the village. "Pirates," you murmur. You think about it for a moment, but with little other choice, you agree to help. "You never change," sighs Hyde. But Fila pays him no mind as she prepares to embark on the adventure. Things have taken a very lively turn, haven't they? The Crystal Cave teems with the stones that give it its name. They say the intermittent echo of water droplets is the sound of more crystals forming. Your party and Fila have become fast friends on the road to the cave. Though Laddie seems somewhat nervous to finally have a female friend her age, the loose-lipped Fila tells you all sorts of details about her life, including the fact that she and Hyde seems on edge about her blasé divulgences. You give him a pat on the shoulder, quietly sympathizing with him. Hope you win. You come across a large boulder. You aren't sure where it fell from, but some of it is submerged in the waterway and is obstructing the water's flow. The 5 of you rally together, then push, and... the boulder sinks into the water, stopping its flow completely. It looks Fila hugs Hyde in her excitement. He blushes in embarrassment and reminds her that others are watching. At their public display of affection, Laddie covers her face with her hands, but peeks at them through her fingers. And fight. And fight! Fight him off. Fight him off. And fight! magnificent. You discover a chest in the cavern depths. Your allies rummage through its contents, but don't find anything resembling pirate treasure. Just as you're about to open the chest, Fila interjects. I didn't tell you, but they say Laddie's face goes pale, and she squeezes Lack in her arms. The poor thing looks like it's in... I'm just kidding, Fila says cheerfully. But then... Who goes there? A voice echoes through the cavern. You sense a dangerous aura in the shadow of the chest, and immediately prepare for battle. Magnificent. makes the dream work. After the battle, you finally reach what looks to be pirate treasure. Hundreds of colorful seashells filling it to the brim. The room falls quiet as everyone stares at the chest with abject dejection, realizing the stories were no. After a long moment of sulking, you feel Laddie tug on your sleeve. She points to the rocky wall behind the chest. Upon closer inspection, you realize that there's a crevice just wide enough for a person to squeeze through. A droplet of water falls. Once the ripples upon the surface still, it feels as though time stops. A beautiful underground lake, its waters glimmering like crystal. Your collective breaths are taken away as you gaze upon the dazzling sight. The lake's light reflects in Fila's eyes, and she gently takes Hyde's hand. "I'm so happy we can see this together," she whispers. Though you had come to the cave in search of treasure, you found something. You returned to Coveton, basking in the afterglow of such a marvelous discovery. You arrive back at Coveton safe and sound. Ta-da, Fila says suddenly. Apparently, she took it from the cave so that Hyde could make them matching couples charms. With a sigh, her attendant agrees and says he will need to borrow the proper tools from the accessory shop. An air of gloom hangs over one corner of the village. It would seem someone has died. Asking a nearby fellow what happened, he explains a woman was attacked and killed by monsters outside the talk is, the woman was wearing perfume from a foreign land that drew the monsters to her. They only discovered it after the fact, but that perfume was actually some sort of juju expressly for attracting monsters. You recall the woman to whom you delivered the parcel you picked up. I should have better warned her, you think regrettably. You say a prayer for the woman's repose and quietly take your leave. Hyde asks you to wait outside while he enters the shop. Fila strikes up a conversation with Laddie while awaiting the other's return. The endless stream of words makes you wonder when the Maiden has time to breathe. All Fila seems to talk about is Hyde. Nevertheless, she seems to have found an eager listener in Laddie, who nods. Hyde returns, completed couples charms in hand. The crystal charms look as impressive as any you would find in a shop, but Hyde's expression is grim. Apparently, he isn't as impressed by his handiwork as the rest of you. Fila takes one of the charms with a forlorn smile. "I'll wear it to the Maiden's ritual," she says quietly. Hearing the carefree woman speak of the goal of your journey, you can't help but ask for more information. Fila explains that she'll be conducting the Maiden's ritual soon. You wonder if it's all right for them to be gallivanting around like this, considering how important the ritual is to protecting the island. As promised, I'll let you borrow the relic, Fila says, changing the subject. But it's far too important for me to just hand it over to you. So, we're coming with, she smiles. Though it's obvious she's just looking to have some fun, you have no choice but to accept the new term. With the Maiden's relic finally secured, you and your unexpected new allies make for the spire. Fila exclaims in excitement as she lays her eyes upon your vessel. How you grin, knowing full well that it is, and prepare for departure. Fight him off. And fight. Ah, the great open sea. Fight him off. You arrive back on Omega Isle. It's just as you left it. Quiet and still. How gloomy, Fila remarks. But her softly spoken words are swept away by the sea breeze. You lead the party back to your home. You beckon everyone inside, inviting them to rest their weary bones.